to Toyota Yaris Cross, and it's actually a quick arrival here in the Philippines because this car was just launched in Indonesia just a few months ago, specifically in May. So call Toyota Motor Philippines fast for bringing this car just a few months after its global reveal in Indonesia. And yeah, it's here, it's in the Philippines, and it's trying to, capture the market that the Nissan Kicks e-Power has tried to dominate. And it actually sits below the Corolla Cross. Because the Yaris Cross Hybrid starts at a little under 1.6 million pesos, if I'm not mistaken. First impression, right off the bat, as usual with Toyota, yung kanilang hybrid powertrain, unlike the Kicks e-Power, this engine is also powering the front wheels kung kailangan. And at the same time, it will also act as a generator. Basically, it's a series parallel hybrid as opposed to the Nissan Kicks e-Power, which is just a series hybrid. It can't power the front wheels. So yeah, in the Toyota's case, when you accelerate hard, the engine will kick in, of course, and will actually power the wheels. I think because of the Kicks e-Power's 100% electric-driven nature, I find that car smoother. Because when you accelerate hard in this vehicle, there's a bit more vibrations to the pedal compared to the Corolla Cross, and lalo na compared to the Nissan Kicks e-Power, which is 100% electric-driven. But yeah, in terms of the driving feel, the DNJ platform that this car is using, so yes, it's using the same platform as the Toyota Veloz Race and the Avanza. This is perhaps the most premium interpretation of the DNGA platform. So alam natin that car or that platform is meant more for budget vehicles like the Veloz Race, Avanza. But I guess here in the Yaris Cross, yung implementation is at its finest. Mas maganda yung sound insulation, mas maganda yung road and wind noise suppression. So we're going through more bumps, and yes, in terms of vibration suppression, I do think that the Nissan Kicks e-Power and the Corolla Cross Hybrid has better rigidity, but this is the stiffest, most rigid, and most refined application of the DNGA platform. So it's still pretty good na rin nonetheless. And in terms of outright acceleration and handling, in terms of those aspects, yun nga, the 1.5-liter engine performs really well. It's not, mind you, it's not the same 1.5-liter that's used in the Vios, the Avanza, and the Veloz. That's in the non-hybrid model. But here in the hybrid, it uses a different 1.5-liter engine that's used syempre for hybrid car applications. Anyhow, apart from that, as usual with Toyotas, the hybrid powertrain works smoothly. Apart from the vibrations I mentioned nga to the pedal kapag nag-accelerate ka, the transition between gas and electric is always imperceptible, and when you put your foot down, talagang it's really gonna hustle through the ratio of the CVT. In terms of handling though, as usual, it's not on the sporty side with the usual Toyotas, but it's pretty good. The steering is surprisingly not on the light side. For electric power steering, this feels a bit weightier, which for me is a good thing. And surprisingly, there's a decent amount of feedback from the wheel. It's not completely numb. Again, it's one of the best implementations of this steering in the DNGA platform. Grip levels are also pretty good, but this car focuses more on being a comfortable cruiser as opposed to a sporty canyon carver. So we're just gonna overtake this car. Yeah, the powertrain responds really well. And yeah, the suspension's actually okay naman, kung mapansin nyo, pero I think it's really the tires. It's the tires that are making the ride firm. So I really want to drive this car in a longer term just to find out how the car is as a whole. But right now, the Yaris Cross, to sum it all up, it's refined, it's quiet. I guess more rough edges, I think, ng onte, like a few more vibrations compared to the Corolla Cross and to the Nissan Kicks e-Power. It's the most quiet, most refined, basically the best of what the DNGA platform is capable of doing. But overall, it performs really well. It's Toyota's hybrid expertise put in a more budget-friendly package. Where this stands out compared to the Kicks e-Power is in its size, because the Kicks e-Power is quite small. It actually just feels like a tall hatchback yung Kicks e-Power, but here in the Yaris Cross, this feels a bit more towering in terms of the driving position. So in terms of size, it's sort of in the middle ground between the Kicks e-Power and the Corolla Cross Hybrid. And so now that we're here at the stoplight, I think it's a good time to talk about the safety aspect of the Toyota Yaris Cross. Because from the 1.5V pa lang to the 1.5S that we're driving ngayon, the 1.5S Hybrid, you already get the full Toyota Safety Sense Suite. And by full, I really do mean the entire Toyota Safety Sense Suite, because you get automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, even the lane centering, and the full speed adaptive cruise control. You also get blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert, and a 360-degree camera system. Oh, and in terms of fuel economy, yes, this is the hybrid. I'm sure it's more fuel efficient than the non-hybrid, but unfortunately, it's just a short drive ngayon, so I'm not gonna be able to really comment on the fuel economy since we only drove this car for a day, itong bagong Yaris Cross. So yeah, there's that part as well. To the design of the Toyota Yaris Cross. So what you're seeing here is the 1.5S Hybrid, the range-topping model. In terms of design, it's sort of a sportier version of the Corolla Cross. So you have this trapezoidal grid which is flanked by LED headlights standard on all variants. You also have fog lights here sa baba, LED fog lights on the higher variants, or probably baka the G-Ren. I am not sure of the spec sheet as of the moment. So anyway, down below, being a crossover SUV, you have yung kanyang black trim pieces ka ng front bumper and satin silver finishes that make this 1.5S Hybrid look sporty, at the same time rugged yung kanyang itsura. And then, because this is the 1.5S Hybrid, you have a set of 18-inch wheels. That's also standard in the 1.5V, by the way. And then, as you're gonna see, by the way, there's a new format or a new logo for Toyota's electrified cars. So the hybrids, a plug-in hybrids, a full electric cars. You have this sort of Beyond Zero circular logo here, like a horizon of the earth basically, and it's either gonna be HEV, PHEV for the plug-in hybrid of course, or full electric BEV in cars like the Toyota bZ4X. Being the 1.5S Hybrid, you have a black contrasting roof as standard. In the 1.5V, there's a black roof on certain colors, while in the 1.5G, you cannot get a black roof option at all. And you also have 17-inch wheels in that variant. So, smart entry with push button start on all variants actually, itong sa Yaris Cross. And then you have the chrome detailing with the rising belt line sa kanyang windows. As you're gonna see in the back, you have L-shaped LED taillights, and you also have that black rear bumper with a satin silver finish to give that rugged yet sporty look provided by those satin silver finishes. But yeah, overall in terms of looks, the Yaris Cross looks really nice. It looks sporty enough. I think it's a more interesting and more well-proportioned compared to the Kicks e-Power. But then that's just me. Design's very subjective, and maybe we have different tastes compared to, syempre, what the viewers think. But anyway, I think it's a good time for us to explore the inside of the Toyota Yaris Cross Hybrid. So now that we're here inside the Toyota Yaris Cross, and as you're gonna see, just like yung kanyang driving experience, this is the most premium, or basically the best foot forward of the DNGA platform. So in terms of the overall design, if you've been in the Veloz, the Raze, or basically any other DNGA Toyota, the layout will feel very familiar to you. So you have the same 7-inch digital instrument cluster, the same 9-inch infotainment that you've seen in the higher variants of the Veloz. And then some of the switchgear are also very familiar. Pero yun nga, as mentioned, being the best implementation of the DNGA platform, yung kanyang interior is actually filled with soft touch materials. So there's the leatherette surface sa dash with blue highlights. There's soft touch plastics here on top of the doors. Though the material ng dash mismo is hard plastic pa rin, but then that's like yung rear part na ng dash, so we're not gonna be touching that part often in the first place. There's more leatherette surfaces here dito sa kanyang center console, and a lot of satin silver finish dito sa kanyang center console din, and gloss black nga lang in high touch surfaces. As for the build quality, it's okay naman, it's solid, but yeah, outside the soft touch materials, the buttons feel budget-ish as you expect in DNGA cars like in the Veloz and the Raze. The overall vibe is very modern and very futuristic. So, also worth mentioning in the Toyota Yaris Cross, itong sa hybrid variant at least, there's a Pioneer sound system which sounds good and punchy, though not to a point na parang kasing ganda niya yung mga Bose sound system sa mga Mazda. But anyhow, I also have a panoramic sunroof for the 1.5V and the 1.5S. Yung nga like, can't open the glass itself, but it's okay. And then you have a black headliner for these variants, and then power adjustable driver's seat. And then other creature comforts in the 1.5S Hybrid include a wireless charging pad, a built-in digital video recorder, or rather a dash cam. There's also nice leather upholstery in this 1.5S Hybrid. So yun nga lang, since hindi nga namin alam yung full specs as of the moment or as of this filming, you have to go to goflatoutph.com in order to find out the full specs of the car. But here in the hybrid, it's nicely appointed, of course, being the top-of-the-line version. And they also have, by the way, ambient lighting on the center console, the doors. So yeah, as for the back seats naman, space is really good. And yun nga, the soft touch materials extend even in the rear doors niya actually. And then there's two USB ports back there as well as a center armrest. So I think it's a good time to talk about the trunk space as well. Trunk space is really good for this car. You can see the figures below now. And so the Yaris Cross is bigger than the Kicks e-Power. Also visually more interesting to my eyes, at least inside and out. Again, that part is very subjective, yung styling, no? And so I'm pretty sure you're wondering now at this point, what's the price of the Yaris Cross? And that's what you're gonna see now in a few moments. So yeah, here are the prices of the new Toyota Yaris Cross. What I'm more interested though is the 1.5V. And that's because, in terms of creature comforts, hindi siya nalalayo sa 1.5S Hybrid. Because of this, the basic and bare bones non-hybrid 1.8 Corolla Cross suddenly seems irrelevant. But, comparing the Yaris Cross Hybrid to the Kicks e-Power, the Yaris Cross ends up as the bigger and more practical car, with more generous features, better styling, which is subjective by the way, while the Kicks e-Power on the other hand, which you can check my review by the top right hand corner of the screen, is the smoother and sportier to drive of the two. And since both are hybrids, these two cars will ultimately be judged by their fuel efficiency, which will only be possible once we've done a full review of the Yaris Cross Hybrid. Till then, just stay tuned to Go Flat Out PH to be updated on the Yaris Cross along with other cars.